Hello everyone, hello everybody, this is Formal Solstice 25, Winter Solstice 8, and what's up? Not much for me, although I have been trying to figure out a few things. I don't know why I ever removed that from my inventory, or maybe I moved it? No. But yeah, I've got this kind of going on. Now, I don't know if I'm actually going to make anything major of it, but it is here. So let's talk about what exactly this is. Now, some of you might be questioning the reasoning to this idea. Now let me explain it like this. As you can see, with boats you essentially move quite faster on ice. And I messed that one up. This is one of those trickier turns where I found there's like two ways you could basically do it. Accidentally jumped down there. So yeah. So I realized a few things about boats. From watching Etho's Lab in DocM77, I've realized that there is some interesting potential for boats, interesting potential use for boats, and more than they necessarily showed. Now I might be doing that turn a little goofy, but that's one of two ways I found it's mostly doable to do that turn. As you can see, some of you racing fans will probably appreciate the drifting of basically the boat on the ice like that. Now, one of my main concerns about actually doing anything of this sort is basically taking the boats upwards. Now, the main problem with that is it's very limiting on how you can actually move a boat upwards. For starters, there's this way, which is basically a launch pad. Now this doesn't seem bad, but it's kind of limiting to how you can actually get up, because this is one of two ways I've found that actually takes the boat upwards, besides of course just punching the boat and picking it up. So yeah, that's kind of an issue to me. Here's the second way I've come up with. So as you can see, that does work, and you can take it up to someplace, but the redstone for it is kind of the issue, I would say. It's not that it's exactly hard to not code, hard to wire up or anything. It's both a bit of a pain to wire, and if you want it to work flawlessly on a server, you'll generally want it to be a little more expanded and like designed for stalling and like the wiring design to make sure it will work. And it's much more ideal to have all the wiring basically to like each layer basically look the same. If you don't have it look the same, there is a minor chance that you could end up with a few problems about that, but ultimately, yeah. So I did at least make a working design of this, which has proven not to be very difficult. But at the same time, there are a few times it has proven unreliable. I don't know the full relations of that, but when this is unreliable at times, that makes that look good. But at the same time, this is considerably more more vertically ideal than that, actually. Like, by all means, you've likely seen me basically get shot into the air. Like, let me see if I can recreate that like this. Like, that should be pretty fair and ideal for going upwards. But the issue with this is, you need a lot of speed to actually be able to use it like this, where you have the pressure plates on the front. With that said, it's a little more ideal, I guess, to have the pressure plates on the bottom. Like, I guess, let me try tossing one together. Now, I don't know how this will fully respond. It can respond okay, I guess, but if you want, like, a real effect, yeah, I guess it probably works okay from the side or something like that. But still, slime blocks aren't foolproof in this kind of sense, is what I'm getting at. Then of course with that over there, you have to concern about lag delay. And lag delay is a concern with every redstone device on a server. So that is a major concern. Like if it has to do with pistons, redstone wiring, and repeaters, the redstone delay is always a concern on a server. So that's where I stand with all of this, basically. By all means, a lot of this works and such. Fine, mostly. I just realized I could basically just have a redstone dust right there. It shouldn't really mean much. But yeah, there is a number of things that can prove this to become some kind of issue. Like if you don't have like some special design that basically mimics from top to bottom and is just dictated from like the side or something in terms of delay, it can become an issue for bringing up whatever. Oh, I can't even see what's going on. And another potential issue of this is, depending on the size, it can be easy to miss it. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, I see. I'm gonna need an ender pearl to not break this. So yeah, there is also the chances that when you are inside of this kind of thing, there is the odds that you may actually just get stuck in it. And that's just straight up a problem. Which that's another means to look at, trying to figure out how to go about this. And that's, basically how do you want it to trigger off? How do you want the player to align for it to work correctly? So yeah. And the lousy thing is, I haven't really found any better suggestions than this nor that to get to higher locations. Nothing else really works for that. Like, you can't push it up a slab, you can't even push it up a snow layer. A singular snow layer. That's like 2 pixels, I think. Maybe 1 pixel. Maybe 1 to 2 pixels. But the point is, it doesn't work. Like, I can actually show that right now. 1, 1, 2. I put 2 down because 1 does not really count for that. So the way snow layers work is that your feet actually sink into them by however much they change. So ideally, this is quite a more notable change stepping on the second one than it is the first one by a long shot. Now actually what I also haven't tested is carpet, but that really shouldn't help with anything at all. As I've expected, doesn't really help with anything. Just boats, if there's some amount of collision to it, boats cannot really climb up it, is what I'm gathering. So to actually move a boat upwards, you either need some kind of slime block contraption, or you need something like this, and hope it's set up correctly to where it will work, and figure out how the player needs to interact with it to go up flawlessly and get all the timing right. So yeah, with that I must add that I'm not entirely sure if I'm actually going to do a full thing out of this, or if I'm going to try something a little bit different out of it. But if you have any suggestions or anything, feel free to do so down in the comments. I will also mention that I've tried the kind of item elevator tricks, like I think there's been a recent one where people would use trap doors. That doesn't work for me. So yeah, I've tried quite a number of things, but very few of them actually worked. So I guess until next time, this is Fallen Solstice 25, Winter Solstice 8, and have a good day. Penguin, bye-bye. Something worth mentioning is that previous boat physics does not really apply anymore. In fact, straight up, if a boat is even so much as submerged by a single block, it will straight up kick the player and render itself unusable in that sense. Like, I could actually just show you what I just did. Okay, so I did this. Unusable. Now this time I'm going to show you with me basically in it. And it basically kicked me already. So yeah, to actually use a boat in the water, the boat has to be placed on top of the water. So yeah, there is that. And for those wondering why boats behave this way on ice now as of 1.9, I believe it has to do with the new mechanics of it keeping things, well, it was designed now to keep things basically out of water now, essentially. So I believe that actually lifts the players and such actually a little higher than they used to be. So they're getting some of that speedier effect from the ice. So yeah, the fact that it's actually doing this, you could say is actually just it proving that it's working fine. So yeah. Bye bye for real this time.